I'm going to go ahead and open the meeting. Ask for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Next I have is the approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we have is the approval of the minutes for 4/15 of 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented from April 15th, 2020.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now is the approval of claims for payment of 4/22/2020.
I'll make a motion to approve the April 22nd, 2020 claims for payment.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Utility permits, we have two.
I'll make a motion to approve utility permit UT-20-016 for Midland Power Co-op.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? It's overhead three-phase line. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And I'll make a motion to approve utility permit UT-20-018, also for Midland Power Co-op for overhead lines.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. It is 9:02, and I will go ahead and open the public hearing on the fiscal year 2019 budget amendment. I believe everybody can unmute if there's any public comments. There's some money that's been shifted around from, I believe, a bridge project. Is that right, Taylor? So it could be used for gravel, and then another additional 300 out of your reserve for gravel. 225,000 for the HVAC payment. The region's getting 381,000. It's their money. We've been holding it, so we're transferring that. It goes to them. And then another 6,000 for physical health and social services, which is general assistance of the shelter care. Are there any comments? You could also type into the chat. I'll give it a second or two. The public hearing is open. In case somebody does want to speak, they can unmute themselves. Well, hearing no public comments or seeing any chat, have we had any written comments? Verbal? Okay. From there, I could ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, roll call.
BJ.
Aye.
Renee.
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is the adoption of the budget amendment.
I will make a motion to adopt the budget amendment as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Renee.
Aye.
BJ.
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we have is an approval of revised DOT secondary roads budget.
So the budget amount's the exact same thing. We switched over to a new computer program this year. So it took our estimated ending 19 value and put that as your beginning of 20. But in reality, we know that, so I just had to manually change it. So that's pretty much all this one is.
Okay.
Any questions?
I'd make a motion to approve the revised Iowa DOT secondary roads budget as presented by Engineer Wall.
I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
BJ,
Aye.
Renee,
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is the approval of the revised Iowa DOT 5-year construction program.
So same thing with the new computer program. Their biggest problem with this, every time it had section, township, ranged, it had 2 S's, 2 T's, 2 R's. So it was just little things like that. Again, it's essentially the same program you guys approved 2 weeks ago.
Cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the secondary roads 5-year program. The
Second.
revised.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Renee,
Aye.
BJ,
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is approval of the 2019 County Weed Commissioner report.
Had Luke come in and we finished this up, and yeah, it's what you got there in front of you. And this will be Luke's last time doing it, obviously, one and only.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll move on from there.
All right, I will make a motion to approve the 2019 Weed Commissioners report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Very thorough, and I appreciate Luke's time and attention in collaborating with your office on that, Taylor.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now I have is the 2019 Integrated Roadside Vegetation Management Report.
So Megan had set this up before she left, and she kind of said, if you got anything to add, but we didn't add a thing other than Luke was out cutting since then. So yeah, this is pretty much what Megan had finished last year.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve the annual report from the IRVM Weed Commissioner as of December 2019.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Adoption, now I have the adoption of the Economic Development Strategic Plan. Angela, come on up.
Yeah. I know Taylor's gonna be kind of close to you. That's okay. Yep, so I'm pretty sure it was included in your packet. The advisory council approved it on Monday. But you can kind of flip through it and see if you have any questions. But overall, I'm really happy with it. The process was good. I think Renee sat in on the input and gathering session, and I think kind of what we came up in that session is reflected in there. Obviously now with COVID, some of it isn't going to be on target with the timelines that we put in there, just because obviously I can't be out and about meeting with people right now. So we're going to kind of shift around the priorities and make a lot of the stuff that I was going to focus on this winter the priority now, so that way we can still be doing things. But yeah, if you have any questions, I'll answer them, but if not.
Nope, I went through it.
Yeah, I agree, and I really appreciate your advisory council for stepping up. And once again, we're having to adapt and overcome the communications issues, but they did a really nice job, and I appreciate their willingness to serve and help.
Yeah, they've been awesome. It's been really good.
I'd make a motion to adopt the Economic Development Strategic Plan as presented by Economic Development Director Angela De La Riva.
I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? I think you did a good job going through that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
BJ,
Aye.
Renee,
Aye.
Lance.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we have is Economic Development Funding Update.
Yep, so I think last week Taylor was the one who sent the email about just kind of the funds that are going to be lost out by counties during this COVID time. So I have been researching what funds are available for counties, and the U.S. Department of Treasury does have a reimbursement program, and it could be for expenses incurred, it could be all sorts of things you didn't budget for. But there is a size requirement, and it only applies if you are above 500,000 people. So we are a little bit short of that. So that is not going to be a feasible funding source for us. So I'm still researching other programs. We had a call with Joni Ernst on Monday, and there's talk of there possibly becoming more funds available for smaller counties and for funds focused on the rural areas, but we're not totally sure at this point. As far as businesses, we are pushing the Paycheck Protection Plan really hard, and that fund ran out in 12 days. So the House approved a new program yesterday that would fund, I think it's $350 million back into that program, and there'd be more provisions on it, so that way the rural areas would have more of an impact from it. But that's in the Senate today, so we're not totally sure what's going to happen with that. So yeah, there is funding coming. We're just
Hopefully.
not sure
Right.
what. And there's programs for like sole proprietors out there, and there's the SBA lending program, but that's only up to $25,000 as well. So we're trying to push those and stay as upfront as we can with it, and try to get business owners as much money as we can. But it's tough when you have multi-million-dollar corporations going after the same funds that we're going
Right.
after. So that's just an update on that.
Keep her going.
Yeah, if I can find money, I'll get it. But
Wonderful.
Thank you. BJ, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, well, I will make one comment. I'm really happy that, our local banks as a whole, not any one individual bank, have really stepped up and helped a lot of our small businesses in the community. I mean, I was reading an article yesterday in one of the financial journals that, in other parts of the country, there aren't very many small banks. And so people trying to get help is like going to a major corporation to get help for their small business, and it's just not working. So I think we're really blessed. I'm hearing success stories and reading about them, that our small banks in Hardin County have really stepped up and gone the extra mile to preserve and protect our small businesses.
Yep. Any other comments, questions? Then I will go to a change date and time for first consideration of amendment number 4 to ordinance 29. We have done this once before. It did not get printed correctly in the paper, so we are doing it again.
Okay, so I will make a motion to set the new date to May 20th, 2020 for the first consideration of amendment number 4 to ordinance 29.
Time.
I'll second.
Oh, and what was the time again? What did you recommend, Jess? 9:02? Okay, at 9:02 a.m. Can I amend my motion to include the time?
So there's an amendment. There was a motion, a second. Now there's an amendment.
Second Renee's amendment.
So let's make a motion, or is there any discussion on the amendment? In here again, large conference room or by Zoom.
Correct.
All in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is to set the date and time, May 20th at 9:02 in the large conference room or by Zoom, however,
Right.
whatever is available. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we have is an application for a liquor license, Iowa Lodge 1331 Loyal.
I will make a motion to approve the All Falls Lodge 1331 liquor license application.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? It's a 12-month term, begins 5/1/2020 and ends 4/30 of 2021. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we have is a COVID-19 update. Thomas, are you out there?
Well, I can provide the update that there are now 4 cases in Hardin County. So just people keep up the social distancing. Don't travel unless it's absolutely necessary. Try to stay home.
And wash your hands.
Correct.
Anything else for that? Hearing none, I will go to public comments. At this time, people can unmute themselves and speak to us.
Oh, it's Julie Dunn.
Morning.
Morning. I'm going to go back to the almost $70,000 spent on an armed guard at a building that's closed to the public in the courthouse. We have a severe shortage of PPE in the county for healthcare workers. We have kids without access to Wi-Fi or internet, so their education is done for the year. And we could use those funds could be used instead for a mental health care worker, a counselor, or a therapist. There's a better way to spend that money. Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, we don't really have a shortage of PPE in the county. That is being reported to Thomas weekly, and it gets ordered weekly and is delivered weekly. So at this, we have not really had the shortage over the last probably week to 2 weeks that there was originally in the beginning. So as far as spending it on mental health, I'm not sure how that would go because we're using general fund dollars and mental health is all kind of through the region and in fund out of Fund 10.
Then perhaps you need to figure out how that could be done and ask the mayor, ask David Dunn if the ambulance service has adequate PPE.
Can you guys still see us? Our screen went blank. Julie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I can see you.
Huh. Well, we can't see you any longer, so at least it's still working.
Julie had a question, Dave. I guess you were on. I guess you can probably answer that yourself.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Miley recently. From Tom's comments last night, he has been providing, or let me put it this way, last time I spoke to her, they had adequate PPE. And I think that is when Julie's concern arises from their practice that when they get a call, those calls are screened by dispatch to determine if there's any respiratory distress or respiratory indications. And if there is, they do mask up when they go to the house. If there is no indication of any respiratory involvement by the patient, then they haven't been wearing any mask when they go into that house. And I think it's going to be suggested to her today that they wear cloth masks in that case. And I think that's probably more for a perception issue, although so it's my understanding, Julie and the rest of you, that they, while they don't have an abundance, they have adequate PPE for now.
Thank you.
Welcome.
When it comes to the schools and the Wi-Fi, I can't answer for all the schools. I just know with our school, they said if we did not have a Wi-Fi, they can make accommodations for children to come and work that way. And that's Hubbard. So I'm not sure how all the other schools are going.
I guess I'm not aware of what Eldora's doing or EMP.
I can tell you that in the BCL school district that is in Hardin County, the middle school, if you don't have access to Wi-Fi technology or internet, the teachers have to accommodate through the fake federal clause to have printed worksheets or materials that would give everybody the equal opportunity to learn. So the BCLUW school district, for those students that don't have access, are printing packets off and making those available to the students.
Were there any other public comments? No typed ones. Hearing no more, I can go to other business. I don't have any.
I have no other business.
BJ?
No, sir.
From there, I could ask for adjournment.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned.